Hey, what's up guys, Roberation here, and today we're going to be talking about Bluetooth speakers. In a previous video we were talking about Wi-Fi speakers, and we were looking at a budget-friendly option, namely the Jam Symphony. Today we're going to be looking at two budget Bluetooth speakers to see how they stack up in things like sound quality, portability, battery life, and overall reliability. So, let's get into it. So we have two different options here. This one right here in my hand is the iLuv Aud Mini. This is a smaller form factor Bluetooth speaker, but there are obviously some compromises with that. And then over here we have the Mpal Armor. Now this is the one that I'm actually excited to talk about, but let's talk about the iLuv Aud Mini first because it is a very interesting speaker. So to start off, it has a 300 milliamp hour battery, which is not a whole lot, but still, considering the form factor and size, it's enough to drive the smaller speakers in this unit. On the side we have a standard micro USB to charge the unit up when the battery does inevitably run out of juice. But the main selling point of this unit is its sheer size. It's small enough that you can actually slip it right into your pocket. And if you look at this speaker next to something like an iPhone 5, iPhone 5S, or what I have here, an iPhone SE, you can see that it was very clearly designed to match that iPhone form factor. The turns and curves of this unit match up exactly with that iPhone style. So I think it was meant to be somewhat of a pocket-sized device, and to enhance that type of idea, it was shaped like one of the older or smaller iPhone styles. Now it's obviously not as thin as an iPhone, but it's still definitely pocket-sized, and it's very lightweight. You wouldn't even really notice this in your pocket, I don't think. I mean, other than the thickness, it's so light that it's actually lighter than my iPhone. This does have Bluetooth 4.1, so you're getting modern Bluetooth connectivity with this, not the older style of Bluetooth. So one of my kind of complaints about this speaker, although it's also a feature in some ways, is that instead of having a traditional button to turn on the Bluetooth speaker where you hold it down for a few seconds and then it enters pairing mode, you actually have a switch. So you have to switch it from off to on. You get the startup sound and the little light on the front starts flashing, and then it just stays on. Now the benefit to that is that if you turn it off, it's not going to accidentally get turned on if you accidentally hit one of the buttons. But the big downside is that if you are using this and you forget to turn that power switch off, it's going to just die. It's going to run out of power. There's no auto sleep with this speaker because you have told it to stay on until you hit the switch again to turn it off. So it's a constant supply of power, which will probably drain this 300 milliamp battery more quickly than if it had a button for auto sleep. And of course it has a standard volume play, pairing buttons on top, so you can have the inline controls while you're playing music on the speaker if your phone is not right there, or if your phone's in your pocket and you don't feel like taking it out. It does have rubber feet on the bottom so that when you're playing music, considering this is an entirely plastic build, it's not sliding all around the table. It stays right where it's supposed to be. The battery life is decent. You can get at least a few hours out of this in my experience. I was able to get around 2 to 3 hours of constant playback on this before the battery finally gave out. So that's not bad. And you are getting okay sound quality. I mean, it's a $12 Bluetooth speaker, which is actually an impressive price considering what you actually are getting here with Bluetooth 4.1, but the sound quality is okay. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. It's not the most punchy bass you've ever heard. In fact, you might lose out on some of that bass there with this speaker. It's not as punchy as I like. So if you're going to be playing bass-heavy songs, then I probably would not pick this speaker up because this speaker does not have that punchy bass that a lot of people like. But the other sound, the mids, highs, everything else, it's okay. It's definitely much better than the speaker that is on your phone. But relative to its size, this does get fairly loud. So if you're watching a video or you're trying to play music at a party or something like that and all you have is your phone, then this is a great option to have. You just pull this right out of your pocket, you got a couple hours of music playback right on here, And I was actually surprised at how loud this was when you look at the size. Because if you consider the size of an iPhone, you'd think that it was not going to be that loud. But it's actually fairly loud compared to its size, which is a major selling point for me. So this is $12, and this one is for more on-the-go, quick usage replacement for a phone speaker. Now let's talk about the one that I'm really excited about. This is the Mpal Armor. This is a bigger speaker, it's heavier, and with that you're getting more power, more bass, more volume, and with that size and weight difference you're getting a 1000 milliamp hour battery. Now the iLuv Aud Mini we just talked about had a 300 milliamp hour battery, and this is more than 3 times that. So with that extra battery power you're getting, according to Mpal, you're supposed to be able to get around 10 hours of playback at the highest volume setting. I found that to be fairly accurate, give or take maybe an hour or so, but it does last quite a while at the high volume setting, which is louder, obviously, than the iLuv Aud Mini, but we'll get to that in a minute. This has IP65 basic waterproofing, so it's above water resistant. This is supposed to be able to handle a hose being shot at it, so you're supposed to be able to take this in the shower with you, or if you're going to a pool party or something like that. That is what this waterproofing is for. And with that waterproofing level, you're also getting shock resistance, and it's supposed to be dust proof. And basically the way they did that, you have the standard play volume buttons at the top around a kind of rubber casing, and then on the sides you have these little rubber covers that say what is under each panel. So you have 2 panels that can be lifted up. But these rubber covers are where this speaker starts to set itself apart and where things get really interesting. Now one thing to note is that I have found the rubber covers can be a little bit difficult to get off at first if you're using just your fingernail, so just be a little careful and be patient trying to get them off. I found it helps to use the side instead of the top or the corner. So once you get off the bigger rubber cover, you can see you have a standard micro USB port to charge it up, but you also now get an aux in. So if you don't want to use Bluetooth, you can use an auxiliary cable plugged right into the speaker to get sound from another device other than, say, maybe a mobile phone. The second rubber cover, which only says out, that one has a full-size USB port on it. So you can use this USB port to use that 1000 milliamp hour battery to charge up your device. Now, obviously, considering the size of most batteries in phones, you're looking at more than 1600 milliamp hours, sometimes above 3000 milliamp hour batteries in phones. This isn't going to be enough to charge up your phone all the way for everyday use. But in an emergency, in a pinch, this is a great feature to have. So it's definitely enough for an emergency solution. So let's say you are out, you brought your speaker with you, you're at a party or something, you realize you forgot your backup battery for your phone and your phone died, and you have no way to call your Uber. Well, you have a backup battery right inside the speaker now, so you can charge it up to make that request. You can make a phone call. It's definitely enough for basic usage in a pinch, which is something that I really like that this speaker includes. Let's talk about sound quality. Now with this speaker, you're getting a much bigger improvement over the iLuv Aud Mini. Now, the step up you get from your phone to the speaker we just talked about is a big improvement. And this is another significantly big improvement over that. So you're getting more punchy bass. If you put this on a table, you can feel the bass. You're also getting a lot louder sound. So you heard the iLuv Aud Mini. So this is about twice as loud as that, if not louder, at its max volume setting. And that is great for a more crowded environment where you're trying to get that music to be heard over the noise. these are both great Bluetooth speakers in their respective areas, and they both fulfill different purposes. So if you're looking for an ultra-portable, extremely lightweight Bluetooth speaker, are willing to compromise a little bit on sound and don't need that extra bass, and you want something that can replace your phone speaker very easily, and that you can carry with you in your pocket on the go, then the iLuv Aud Mini is definitely the go-to speaker. But obviously, if you want the best Bluetooth speaker experience for regular usage that you can take to parties and stuff like that, and you like the extra features of being able to have the waterproofing and the built-in auxiliary input, as well as the ability to use this speaker as an emergency backup battery, then I would highly recommend the Mpal Armor. With it, you're also getting that additional battery life over the smaller speaker here. As always, I'll be dropping links to both of these speakers down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please remember to leave a like. If you didn't, you also know what to do. Please leave a comment below letting me know which of these speakers you think you would use, and if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to try to answer them. And as always, please remember to subscribe so that you are the first to know when new videos come out. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.